let's dive into a quick walkthrough of the Camtasia Recorder. Now there's a few different effects, and I'm going to leave my video off since it appears in the lower right hand corner. And I'm just going to mainly focus on the main menu for the recorder. So you have a couple short or hot keys, as they're called, that can instantly start recording or stop your recording of Camtasia or your screen or video instantly. I do suggest that we set these up, and I'll show you how in just a moment. You can select to record just a specific area or lock to a application. For example, I only want to lock into my browser, which happens to be Google Chrome right now. And if I go over to Microsoft Word or my webcam, I don't want those other things to show up. So if I do transition to them, they will not show up. In fact, all that'll be there is just that old screen of whatever I left on my browser, the one application I locked to. Then I can choose to record audio and webcam, and just there's a lot of things that you need to know inside Camtasia. They have short key features, they also have easy to click features, and then they have the main menu features. And there's usually 3 or sometimes 2 ways to do things. So you can go and capture, record audio. As you see, that just turns on the hot button keys over here, or the the easy keys. So you just click and turn it on off, just like that. And it's very easy to do. And as you can imagine, if you go and click on these sidebars, you're going to be able to choose between different webcams that you have. And as we saw before, inside maybe the PowerPoint, if you've seen that already, the inputs, these are very similar. We're having a similar capture frame rate. We want to keep it at 30. That voice for the microphone or the sound level usually wants to be kept between 50 and 75. That's my suggestion, but again, it may just be depending on your microphone that you use. I tend to go softer because you don't want to sound like a blaring microphone or megaphone inside your microphone. And then when it comes to the camera device, we're going to use a splitter. Whether it's CyberLink or another, there's going to be some sort of splitter that comes up. And if you choose your normal webcam, what's going to happen is it's going to freeze. As you can see, you're not being able to see me wave. I'm still waving right now. 3, 2, 1, there we go. And it's the splitter. So basically, the video may look like it's there, or it may not even say, it may say video not available. That is because you need to switch to your splitter. And that's something that comes naturally inside. I also suggest getting UCam. There is a free edition of that. We'll get into that in just a moment. Now for the audio, you can select the different types of devices that you have. Here I have my microphone, or I'm sorry, my webcam. I have my microphone. I have voice meter, which allows me to actually synchronize multiple people and record different lines at the same time. So that's a pretty cool feature. We'll even get into a little bit of that as well. So I want to use my USB microphone because that's what I obviously have the best quality with. So we'll stay there. Now, when we get into effects, you can add different captions or stamps. And what that's just going to do is allow you to know what dates things are being recorded. And it gives sounds to your different effects. Inside of here, you're going to have a few different options. It's the same options that were actually available for your camera as well. These are the inputs, the hotkeys, and the programs. And again, there's multiple ways to access all of these things. In fact, if I go back into tools and go to options, you'll see, again, this is usually where the camera, if I went into the options. So there's a lot of ways to get to the options screen. If you just see my screen, what I want to do is I probably want to be warned when recorder will be recorded. I choose not to because I know my hotkeys and I can press it on the go. Mine are assigned F10, F9. Most programs I use do not respond to those types of F keys. So I can use it inside PowerPoint, inside a browser, and it'll communicate in the background directly with my recorder or even my PowerPoint interface with Camtasia to stop it or pause it or to even delete it. So all those things can be done just by assigning hotkeys. We can pause, stop, create a marker, draw on our screen, select different regions, all of that. And when it comes to the program, I like to snap to corners. I have a glowing rectangle, so that way, as you can see on the outside, it just lets me know what's being selected, what's being recorded. And I force a region of 4, which means it's recording your screen in 4 different parts. Here's one part right here. Here's another part where I'm kind of drawing my mouse. Here's the other part. And what that's doing is that's focusing on just all of this corner. It's getting all the pixels. So it has a higher pixelation rate when it combines these 4 regions together. So that's to your benefit. You can actually remove that if you find that Camtasia is recording a bit slow. And again, that's going to decrease the quality, but it's to your advantage in a sense if your CPU cannot handle it. Now I have 8 gigabytes, so for me, I do that. Then we can record the screen after starting the capture. That's what I choose to do. Most people will like a countdown of 3, 2, 1, and then it'll start recording. For me, I like to be on the fly and kind of go right from the get-go of pressing my hotkey. That's how I hit my cue. For others, again, the countdown may be perfect, or what you want to do is usually restore your cursor after you hit that record. It's going to pick you up again right in the middle. If you were in your PowerPoint presenting, whatever it was, it restores that cursor to the location. And then you want to make sure to hide the preview window, and after it's stopped, just go ahead and save your recording. If you want to, you can even produce it. That's what the default setting is. I tend to just save mine so I can make multiple recordings, and then I will produce them, one after another at later dates. So I just tend to save, but you can produce yours, or you can just add it to a media bin, whatever you choose. When minimizing the recorder, I don't want it to be recorded, so I'll minimize that to the taskbar and make sure that it's just right there, able to be pulled up and stopped whenever I need to, manually or via a hotkey. So that's all of the options and the walkthrough for the recorder end of Camtasia.